every day, firefighters go into burning buildings knowing that toxins that they're exposed to could eventually kill them. They can't control what's inside, but they can control the safety conditions inside their own firehouses. And Pete Servakis is here now with an inside look at how West Bend firefighters are trying to do a better job at that. Pete?
Well, Vince, firefighters are 14% more likely than the general public to die of cancer. That's according to a study from the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. One reason why? Because the rigs they're driving around in burn diesel fuel.
Inside West Bend's 3 firehouses, these filters are supposed to clear out some of the cancerous toxins contained in diesel exhaust.
There's still benzenes in the exhaust, CO, formaldehyde.
But the filters are outdated and no longer cost-effective to maintain. That means firefighters who take turns living here for 24-hour shifts worry about their safety.
Diesel exhaust gets up into the living quarters, into our carpets, our chairs, and we're living here. We live here 24/7. What we want to do is limit our exposure in ways that we can.
So West Bend Fire will use a grant from FEMA to cover 90% of the $186,000 cost of installing a better air filtration system at its firehouses. The technology is common in newer buildings, but not old firehouses like this one. Here's how it'll work.
There's a tube that goes to the exhaust port. Once that tube is on, all the products of the diesel exhaust, any exhaust, go out through a ventilation system out through the top of the roof.
The city will pay for 10%, just over $18,500. The fire department is right now finalizing which system it will buy.
We're probably looking at about 2 to 3 more months before we'll see any kind of work go on.
Now, firefighters, of course, always a big presence in any community. 3,500 people a year visit the 3 West Bend firehouses. The hope is through those different community programs, this will make them safer as well when they're in those buildings.
Well, who knew that's where the danger was, right?
At least a part of it, yeah. And they said, focus on what we can control.
All right.